It's an uncomfortable time when someone in your family passes away, and normally when you have to plan for a funeral, you go to a funeral home and you go over some of the different options you might have.
Yeah, but now, believe it or not, some funeral homes are actually taking a different approach. They are setting up inside of area malls. Jeff is here in studio with us to explain why this is coming as a surprise to shoppers. You think you're going to Macy's and then you see a funeral home business?
Kind of weird, huh?
Yes, very weird.
Imagine going to the mall, Kiba, to do some shopping for some clothes, and then you come across an employee at a kiosk trying to sell you a coffin or even an urn like this woman.
Now, this one is a little bit more expensive because the wood required a higher degree of craftsmanship and skill to create this particular shape.
Now, in this picture, you see an employee with Forest Lawn Cemetery talking to customers at the Glendale Galleria Mall in Glendale, California. You can see they have a kiosk set up right in the middle of the mall. Over the past 2 years, Forest Lawn has been quietly putting movable kiosks in several of the malls throughout Southern California. A spokesperson for Forest Lawn says they are trying to reach their audience, and the mall is a great way to do that. They also believe it's a way to reach out to people who might be a little leery about going to the actual funeral home to obtain information. Now, nobody wants to go to the mall on a Saturday and say, hey, let's get my funeral plot set up. But it's something that all of us have to consider at some point, and why not do it in a happy environment, surrounded by smiling faces and customers holding on to bags of Mrs. Fields cookies, instead of going to a sad funeral home and doing it that way. We should note that Forest Lawn started this in just one suburb of LA in one mall. They noticed that people weren't really creeped out by it. It was well received. So now they've expanded to half a dozen malls throughout the suburbs of Southern California. So it could be coming to a mall near you.
Well, just a little bit of advice. You're better off if you plan for a funeral when the clock isn't ticking. You know, someone just died, you've got 3-4 days, and then you're hurried. If you can plan and not face that deadline, pardon the pun, you'll probably be better served. You'll make better choices. You'll have different options. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Yeah, it's better. It's always better to plan ahead. You know, otherwise you're not going to do it, Kiba. You know, if it's not convenient to you.
I mean, we're all going to go one day. I understand that.
Yeah, but you're not going to take time out of your day to go to a funeral home at this age. But if you go to the mall now and you're doing some shopping, like, hey, okay, why don't we just inquire about this?
Okay.
I don't think she's going to be doing that.
No.
Thanks, Jeff.
I will not.
All right.
Yeah.
Rob, are you buying this?
Well, if they have a great Black Friday sale, I don't know.
Oh no.
Well, we went there. Let's just put a bow on it.
Oh,
Set that thing out
that
to
was
sea.
a bow. That was a big bow.
Yes. Okay.